Excerpted from the Gospel of St. Patricia. Decided to enlist your dear younger sister Paula in an impassioned plea. Sent her a text at 6:30 in the morning on a Monday, which should be a workday for her. Unless today is a holiday of some sort. I suppose that's possible. Americans love a 3-day weekend. Maybe it's Saint Eat Animals with Penises Day or something. Doesn't show up in the Discordian calendar. The interwebs inform me that indeed it is National Barbershop Music Appreciation Day, which should be especially interesting to the aforementioned sister since the last time I saw her I gave her one of your mutual grandfather's barbershop quartet songbooks. Gruntled Workers Day, International Town Criers Day, National Beef Tallow Day. I couldn't have made that one up if you'd paid me. And National French Fry Day, also known as National French Fries Day. Las papas fritas in Español. Thanks, half a credit of high school Spanish. Of course, these are merely examples of the larger multi-day events taking place as I tap this out, such as Lasagna Awareness Month, Horseradish Month, Lost Pet Prevention Month, Cell Phone Courtesy Month, Hitchhiking Month, Minority Tourism Month. Where do I begin with the questions? National Anti-Boredom Month, National Blueberry Month, National Cleft and Craniofacial Awareness and Prevention Month. Why does that sound sexual to me? National Doghouse Repairs Month, Sarcoma Awareness Month, itself a part of Plastic-Free July, UV Safety Awareness Month. I guess that's a campaign for proper care and storage of blacklights, and by association, bongs. And it is officially an unlucky month for weddings, which is taking place during the 44 days reserved for air conditioning appreciation, starting of course on July 3rd, during the International Year of Plant Health, hugging trees good, mowing lawn bad. As a subcategory, National Culinary Arts Month is also home to, of course, blueberries, hot dogs, baked beans, bison, if dead in cooking falls under this heading, ice cream, the absolute most important food group, and peaches. On a slight tangent, these edibles will perfectly fit into your plans if you're celebrating National Family Reunion Month or National Picnic Month, which could be celebrated in conjunction with National Parks and Recreation Month. What was I typing about again? Oh yeah. Where the fuck are you anyway? Every time I rode the bus to public school, which I avoided exceptionally well but did occur, on the ride home I sat next to Paula. Our bus was the first to arrive more than an hour early and the last to leave more than an hour after. 7th and 8th grade were at a separate school, and the high schoolers got on before us. No one ever sat next to Paula, as she placed her bag on the seat next to her and strategically near the front. Everyone knows the raddest students rode in the back, the lone single-space seat being reserved for royalty. By the time the bus would arrive at Corbett, all the seats were already taken. When mischievous Patty locked the two of us outside on that aforementioned elsewhere holiday gathering, mentioned here in another essay, among the things we discussed as we determinedly quaffed one bottle of beer every 5 minutes for 5 straight hours, 108 each, was why she always looked at me every time like I was really bothering her before she would grunt in irritation and move her bag so I could have space to sit. According to her, she had assumed that I was older than her, despite obviously being in a lower grade. She was offended that the blue-eyed boy next door with the full beard and the headphones on, both of which were grounds for suspension on or off campus, never chatted her up and hit on her. Paula is 2 years older than me and the youngest of the Roberts girls. She now lives near Dallas, has been married and divorced to the same man twice, and is employed by Raytheon, the world's largest weapons manufacturer, in personnel assignment and deployment management. The last time I saw her was a few years ago, over Christmas. She was visiting next door and smoking cigarettes while drinking beers on the back porch, and I was in shorts and nothing else playing in the very rare snow in my backyard. She hugged me over the low chain-link fence dividing at the time, and we both shed tears for the tragic theft and sale of my daughter and her niece, Callisti Eon Mackenzie. I have 2 separate PDF text thread conversations of both her phone numbers in many cloud accounts and hard drives. They haven't yet been published, though they will be in the interest of complete record of events that transpired. Over the decades, she was always the one that would remain up with me all night until morning, drinking many bottles of beer long after the rest of the family gathered and retired to sleep. She is recorded passing along gaslighting lies directly from Thomas Wayne Randall, with glaringly obvious inconsistencies from day to day. Also recorded is her admitting that she, in fact, had not spoken to her oldest sister at all, but when pressed, that she was merely relating what Tommy had told her to say. To this day, since she asked me to marry her 4 years ago, neither her nor Priscilla have actually heard Patty's voice, only Tommy's, and text conversations with someone claiming to be her. As anyone who is familiar with even a few dozen of my publications, both of us have distinctive choices of speech patterns. She very deliberately does not use even the most kindergarten-grade popular profanity, to the extent of referring to her breasts as chi-chis and penises as pee-pees. This requires an heroic effort of linguistic acrobatics when conversing with other adults, one which she navigates with practiced precision seamlessly. Listening to her choices of diction is to behold in awe an inspiring performance of flowing, uninterrupted sentences. Your not-so-humble prophet, as Shirley observed, most often chooses to use the words left over in the modern vernacular that St. Patricia has not deigned to pronounce previously. Patty is tiny in stature and soft-spoken. At every family gathering over the decades, of which there were a fairly good amount, I spent most of my time with my attention enraptured with her presence, observing the prettiest and most intelligent person I have ever witnessed be ignored with willful malice and derision by those around her, her supposed family. I made it a point to engage her in sharing our attentions as much as possible, which meant that very suddenly I was assigned urgent tasks that only I could possibly accomplish, the most common one being to procure more intoxicants for the crowd assembled. Paula, in particular, has given me the keys to her newly traded-in, updated Audi 8 minutes before midnight with her credit card in hand to make the last run to the store for more beer more times than I can remember, probably because I was really drunk at the time. These people, like those who sired me and so many others, have taught me that family is truly one of the only obscene words.